Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming and welcome back to Transport Fever European Freeplay Edition. And off screen I spent some time setting up the rest of the passenger routes for the various cities that we have currently connected, which is of course Westmalling, Upton, Grays, Southgate, Askern, and Dunwich. We had set up, I think it was Salterton, Westmalling, and Grays on screen. I did connect up Southgate and Upton as well as those two over there. This is, I think, my fourth time attempting to record this because my recording device has issues. So yeah. So what we are going to do is just do a quick overview of the lines. And so what we have basically is we have these over here, RT1, RT2, RT3, with the ship line over here. And when I've run this ship line, it's not generated any passenger travel. And it could entirely be because the frequency of this line is just simply better and the passengers don't want to take the ship. So we might have to scrap the Grays to Westmalling line and instead run, for instance, Dovercourt to Westmalling, Carlton Covell to Westmalling, Grays over to Dovercourt, connections like that, rather than just trying to, run them on this side. Especially because we are going to eventually run trains, and trains are going to cut into that business overall. So I don't think a passenger line makes much sense, at least on this side of the river. Same thing over there. If we take a look at the Riggy, it has a top speed of 22 kilometers an hour, which is definitely better than the 15 kilometers an hour of the Stagecoach. It is December 31st, 1869. I held it at this date just so that we could get the new vehicles on screen. And then we would be able to get the passenger line set up, because that was my reason I didn't set them up last year or last episode, just because we were going to get the new vehicles. So yeah, about that. We have Upton here, Grays here. Yeah, let's take a look at Upton. We have RT1 going down to there, RT2 going that way, and RT3 going that way. I showed this on screen last episode, or we did that in the last episode. We have RT1 going this way, RT2 going this way, and RT3 going that way. We have the bus terminal here in Southgate, same thing over here. The Upton bus terminal's there, and of course that is the bus terminal there. We have bus terminal here, and in Askern we have RT1, we have RT2 going up like that, we have an RT3 line like that, and an RT4 line like that, to of course cover the various zones that are being covered. We won't create any loops because loops are generally inefficient, and in Dunwich we only have the RT1 line here. And the buses come into here. This will extend out, going out to Chorleywood once we get to it. But until then, we are just going to set this up. And hopefully I don't lose the episode once again, or have to try to record in a blah blah, yeah, whatever. So we are going to let time tick forward. And there we go. And we have the Obasant and the horse cart. It is 1870, so what we want to do is start buying these. We don't have enough money, that's right. We have $5.5 million in loans. I had to, in order to put in the $2 million of construction costs, $1.9 million in roads, stations, as well as tracks, which I presume is the actual roads. We had some bulldozer costs there, and I put in the 3 harbors, I think. So that is that. Yeah, we want to buy vehicles, and before we do, let's borrow $500,000. And just to kick things off, let's just buy enough to get the lines rolling. RT3, We are going to buy ships, Riggy, and SP Westmoreland to Salterton. And let's let that run, and you are going to the Salterton docks. Let's come over here to Westmoreland, and we want this over here. We want a Lobson, RT1, RT2, and we might as well buy one for the 1P line. Over here in Upton, we are going to buy road vehicles, Aubusson for RT1 and one for RT2. We're going to buy another one for the 2P line, and we might as well buy one for the 1P line from this direction. It'll ramp up the frequency. Currently that frequency is 14 minutes, so hopefully that will improve the frequency and encourage them to travel sooner. What I will not be doing is putting a bus on the RT3 line just because of the way our land use is currently. It's basically going like this, and since we do not have much in the way of buildings here, eventually the town will expand out this way, pretty sure. So once that happens, we'll be able to run that. But right now it doesn't really make any sense, although maybe it does, maybe it does. Yep, we will buy one just as a loss leader. Maybe this will encourage people to actually build out here if they actually see, for instance, we have stops there, and yep, so we'll do that. We will do that. Upton to Grays, yep. We have 62.9k. We are going to buy an Aubusson for RT1, another one for RT2, another one for RT3. We are going to need to borrow another 500,000, and we are going to buy another one for RT4. And we want to buy one for the another one for Upton to Grays, just to increase the frequency on it. We will do Grays to Southgate, and then over here, actually, stations 828k. Okay, never mind. I was thinking about something different. I thought I had built a depot over here. Or did I not? No, I haven't yet. I'm getting everything from my previous attempts to record this mixed up. And there is a bit of lag, and Lobusson for the 03. We are going to buy one for the 04. And then we are going to buy another one for RT1, RT2, and RT3. We are going to come over here, and we are going to buy road vehicles. Another one for the 4P, another one for the 5P. We're going to buy another one for Askern, RT1, RT2, RT3, and RT4. We might as well also set up Dunwich, and we got a lot of construction materials here. I have a prophecy that this thing is going to lose demand because we're not hauling enough away, so I am going to add more vehicles on that line. We want to send this to Dunwich RT1, and we want to buy a second one for Askern to Dunwich. Now we are going to buy, although before we do, Dunwich Conmat. No, we want on the 05F line. We want to replace these out. We're going to go with horse carts. Replace now, 31k, that's fine. But because we are going to buy some more horse carts for 5F line. To get this quantity of goods out of here, and let's slow that down. So you are going to Dunwich Sidings. Wait a minute. You're called Dunwich Sidings. No, you're not called Dunwich Sidings. You're called Dunwich Freight Central. I renamed most of the stations. You should be Dunwich Conmat. No, just Dunwich Conmat. Yeah, TS1. Yep. And I did rename or redesignate all of our local freight lines as LF, so they will all be stacked together. And that is just to separate them from the regular freight lines. And so they will be shipping out. I'm going to buy some more because we have 1, 2, 3. That is, you know, you can go. Speed it up. 2, 3, 4. That is another 20 units. And the 0F line. Same thing with you. Please do not auto space. Yep, we want to get all this product out of here. We don't want the Conmat plant to downgrade or lose the production because, of course, all these goods are just sitting here waiting for pickup. You can go. You can go. You can go. You can go. Time is of the essence. Now we have that over there. Construction materials there. If stuff is accumulating, that is a bad thing. Alright, we want to... It's beginning of February. We have 78k in the bank. Vehicles, replacement out. Horse cart. How much will it cost? 104k. There we go. We don't have to even borrow any money. And that will benefit this line here. The 02F line. Let's replace that out, and 208k. Are we going to... We should. Let's speed it up to speed 3. Or actually, is it? Actually, it's 4 times speed. Interesting. And 208k. Can we? Yep, there we go. Let's not necessarily go into debt, just to upgrade our lines. And alright, so that upgrade process will benefit the goods sitting there, which will of course benefit the production facilities over here. You have upgraded 456 potential. You are seeing 876 potential. That's good. And you are our freight ship. Freight ship. You are the West Malling, Salterton. And so it is the end of February, and we can see that no one has shown up. And vehicle, yep, how about that? We're negative 61k in the bank, and it looks like we could definitely use an increase in the Salterton food line. replacement out. How many vehicles are we looking at? Yeah, we're definitely going to need a replacement out. Horse cart. How much is it going to cost? 687K. Are we going to be able to do it? Possibly. Considering the income we've currently made, 800K in 2 months. Yeah, it's going to be a little while. So we are going to borrow money and pay that. All right. 300K in the bank. And we have 19 units sitting here. How much is it going to cost to replace this out? If we replace it out with the horse cart, it's going to cost 582K. March 15th. We need another 200K. Let's borrow another. And we have our first horse carts. This will cut down on the quantity here. It will speed up, of course, the frequency, which will encourage this to hopefully start producing more. We have 964 potential, so please. And 473K. We can repay, quite possibly. There we go. If we can, we'll want to repay. And yeah, the higher speed and larger capacity. Trucks are... And that is the West Malling line. Oh, they're right over here. And it is April 1st, 1870. Vehicles are now upgrading over here, and actually they have been, and they're being slowed down by that one. That one is 16 years of age. This one was just put out 3 years ago, and that one will very quickly replace out. And did the first vehicle... Alright, yep. This is the one of the final ones to upgrade. Over here, do we have any others that still need to upgrade? Looks like this is the last one to upgrade. And the frequency of the line is 16 seconds. This one is upgraded. We just have 3 more vehicles to upgrade. We now have 28 units sitting here. So it looks like the farm is starting to supply even more. Production's up to 800. Potential's 1020, which is nice. Although with that said, we may just... Actually, we should be good. The concern is, of course, that, yeah, these will eventually space out. We might have too many trucks on the line. What I'm going to do is we're going to just send you back to depot. We're going to send you back to depot. Send you back to depot. We're going to keep them around. Jersey Freight. Yep, I know. So we have 8 units. 3 units. Okay. How did that affect the frequency? 17 seconds. So you're picking up 3. And we got 61 units sitting here. You're dropping off some food, 21.5K. You're picking up a nearly full load. We may need to increase the frequency of our ship line. And over here we have, of course, wow, 50 units of food. We're going to buy a few for the Sulcherton food line. And it is May. We have 3 people sitting here. And we don't have much in the way of passengers. We have no one sitting there. Let's check our... Not that. We got 1 of 50, so we have 1 passenger. We have 1 ship. So what I would like to do... Actually, where is the ship? Where is our ship? It's coming into here. Alright. That's fine. Although I will buy another riggy. And we want Westmoreland to Sulcherton. Now, what I would like to do, we do have some passenger interest. Let's bump that up. We want the Westmoreland line. Yep, we're going to need to buy a few. 3 for the RT1 line. 1, 2, 3 for the RT2 line. That is 98 and 79 seconds. Let's buy another one for the RT1 line. 78 and 71 seconds. That's fine. And now, Sulcherton. Let's let that run. And now, Lobasson. We want to the RT2 line. And RT1 line. 117 seconds. We're going to need a couple for the end of the month. And RT3 line. And there was 2 lag spikes. Gotta love it. That's down to a 4-minute frequency. This should hopefully improve. We got 1 person sitting there. Last time around I spent quite a bit of money. We went up to about 8 or 8.5 million in loans. 1 person for the Upton line. And we got 8 that want to go to Southgate. So what I'd like to do, let's borrow another 500,000 and Lobasson to the greatest Southgate. And we got a lot of stuff sitting here. And this line, Grays to Southgate, has that not upgraded? We never upgraded it. This looks relatively recent. Yep, let's upgrade it. Horse cart, how much is it going to cost? It's going to cost 478. Oh, perfect. You are a Gray's Farm. You are a Gray's Farm as well. You are a Southgate. And you're down here. We got no Southgate trucks. Alright, about that. And we have 65 units of fuel sitting here. We don't need to do anything about that line quite yet. And it looks like we have our first Or no, we don't. Where's our first one? First one sitting here. And that was 2 lag spikes. Let's buy some more horse carts. Although with that said, yeah, it's the end of the month. Should I borrow money or I'll just hold off. Let's accumulate some money and then we can 3F. Let's buy 3 more. 3. Nope. 3F. Another one for the 3F. What is the line frequency of the 3F line? 43 seconds. 3F. You can go. I wish the auto spacing would recognize when it is causing vehicles to queue. And we have 123k. Let's buy a couple more horse carts. Graze the south gate. Come back over here, see how this is doing. Oh, no. Oh, this better not. Yep. Although in this case, it's able to do a full load. If a ship were to come in, it would only carry 25 livestock and 20 grain. I do not want grain on the line. I do not. Keeps things relatively simple, although makes the line complicated to upgrade. For this, what I'm going to do is we are going to set this, but we are going to specify it as livestock. We're not going to upgrade it right now, as right now we don't have much in the way of anything sitting there because a lot of it's accumulating here. I hope I don't have to scrap the line and then keep production high. Yep. And what is annoying is because the food processing plant has grain as the first resource here, it will start eating through, or maybe it's because it's listed here first, it will eat through the grain before eating through the livestock. Which means that it will then send additional orders for more grain. In this case, it has an increased demand for grain instead of livestock, which is annoying. I would rather not supply grain. Call it OCD, if you will. Alright, we want to buy road vehicles. Obasa. Let's throw it on the 2P line. And we have you going to Grays East. No. You going to Upton. As we are currently in Upton. Wow. Epic levels of lag. And we are going to buy another oblason if we can. When we can. Now, we are going to want to hold off. We want to make sure that the buses do not go over to Grays first, because that would be bad. So you can flip around, and you will be able to flip around. We are going to buy another oblason for the 1P line. Now you, if there's one thing I could change about the vehicles, it is for them to go to the closest stop. Because it does not make sense for me to buy it here if it's just going to go over there. I want to buy it here so it can pick up here and go over there. I should suggest that to the developers. And we got 15 people. No, I don't want the people. You're a 1P line. So that will pick up 5. We are going to buy the L'Aubusson. We're going to buy 2 of them. Built by the French. Amédée Bollé. The steam omnibus was able to cover larger distances from Le Mans to Paris. Okay. 1P line. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these is going to Upton. Yep. I want you to flip around. Come here to Westmoreland first. And how are we doing for... We got 9 people sitting here. That's one of our freight. And we have 118k in the bank. 6 people sitting there. And we have 5 and 6. What is our local services like? Ooh. Yep, let's buy some oblasons for the RT1 line, the RT2 line, and we can buy this for the RT3 line. Let's let time tick. RT4 line. It is September 27th. And we might need to borrow money in order to buy more vehicles. RT4. September 30th. Not enough money. Alright, about that. How are we doing for finances? So we have a total of, at the beginning of October, 3 months remaining, $3.58 million. If we were to divide this by 3, that is roughly $1.2 million. We are looking at roughly $4.8 million if the trend continues at the end of the year, which is going to be nice. That's an extra $700,000 there. We could be looking at another, I wouldn't say 600, 1.8, actually no, $600,000, which is $2.4 million. That is an increase of the road income. And we would have roughly the same amount, so maybe up to 2.3 million, 2.4 million for the water. Things are looking good. We had $4.18 million in new vehicles. We have $1.6 million in profit this year, minus the $300,000. So yeah, about that. We have $8 million in loans, and we have... You are H2P line. It is October 12th, and we're back in the positive. We are going to want to increase the frequency of all of our lines. Let's put this on the RT1 line. The RT3 line. Down to 150 seconds. The RT4 line, 130 seconds. And yet, it takes a lot of money to populate your lines. The RT3 line, down to 119 seconds. Let's buy another one for the RT4 line. October 25th. We're going to buy this for the RT3 line. We're going to buy another one for the RT4 line. Bring that down to 87 seconds. That should be good for now. We have 36K in the bank. We want to buy another one for the, not one of you, Obasa, for the Southgate RT1 line. And RT2 line. And that was the end of the month. And so if we take a look at our income, $3.98 million and yeah, $2.12 million. We're very close to exceeding last year's income. Not by a whole lot. Wow. Epic lag. Alright, so what I'm probably not going to do is keep the Westmoreland to Grays line. We are going to cancel that line. Losing 37.7K on that line there. We're only making a profit of 439 on that. Really? Finances for the oil line. Actually, that's this line over here. I'm not surprised that it's not really doing as well. Over here, although with that said, wow. We had 732K in profit with, what was this? 2, 4, 6... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 ships. That's a 50K profit. That is disappointing. Okay, about that. And how are we doing over here? We have the grain sort of disappearing. Livestock is still being supplied, so we don't have to kill the line. It's seeing no potential for grain. Please get rid of the grain off the platform. Don't need it. Don't want it. We just want it out of the system. It is November 6th. We have a minus $130,000 bank balance. So we've just exceeded last year's income. Speed it up. And yeah, our road got a slight bump up and water got dropped a bit relative to last year's totals at the end of the year. And we have the next ship coming in with 50 units. Really? We have 2 food. We're turning back up that direction. That is interesting. We have 15 people sitting here waiting. We've lost 37.7k this year, but that's not really surprising. We have 21 people. Alright, so we have a bus. Oh, I don't want the people inside. Got 4 or 5 there. We got another one there. What I'm going to do, if I can afford it, we're going to buy 2 of these and set it on the 1p line. Now, one of you are probably going to go to Upton. There you go. And this ship is coming in, dropping all that off. How are we doing over at the farm here? It is December. We have 29 units of food here. What I might want to do is upgrade this line to get that extra little bit of power. It is growing. The number of vehicles we have on the line, it's barely making much of a profit. Although with that said, it is a one-way delivery. So what I'm going to do, we are going to replace now 277k. Let's let things run and maybe we'll just accumulate the money to upgrade this line. I'm not going to bother borrowing the money. Although I just might, and then I can always pay it back. Let's say yes. Although with that said, now we're sitting at 4 units of no upgrade or downgrade scheduled. 0 potential. Is December 31st. Let's repay. I'm gonna buy another horse wagon. No, not horse wagon. Yep. Horse cart for the 2F line. And just to make sure, there's the end of the year. And you are going to Upton Freight. No, you can't be going to Upton Freight. There you go. Really, 357,000. Our running costs went up to 217k. Property maintenance of 30k. 120k in loan interest. Ouch. That is like 15k per million. Hey. Yeah, we're going to need to repay some loans. Although I want to ramp up the lines. So we had last year 4.71 million in new vehicles. That's where all that came from. We had 2.41 million in running costs. We had an income of, I was right, $4.8 million. 2.6 million in road, 2.2 million in water. Part of that may have to do with, although with that said, yeah, not much of that had to do with the ship line, since the ship line is fairly new. Finances, it made 22.8k last year on 53.8k in running costs. 15 people sitting there. It is February. We have a 206 deficit. Yep. We need to make some decent money. I might have to run this off screen for a little while. And yeah, a few years just to kick back some of the loan, because 120k in loan interest. It is only about 37, I think 37.5K, an increase from the previous year. Although with that said, we were at 67.5K the year before in loan interest. We are now in profit February 23rd. And this should hopefully continue to go up. End of the second month, we're looking at 800K. 800K in income. Actually, now it's March 1st. 400K per month, which would be about $4.8 million. So about that. Anyway, at this point in time, we are going to take a break here, and we will continue off with more Transport Fever European Freeplay in the next episode. It looks like I finally got through an episode without my recording crapping out, and we have finally our passenger services up and running after this would be the 11th episode. It's about time. It is 1870, and yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. My name is Scott Frisbee Gaming, and as always, have a good day.